Most people don't go to the library at 2 in the morning, but I do. Every Wednesday night, when the world finally stops buzzing, I drive to the only 24-hour library in the city, a place where silence feels like a blanket instead of a burden. I go there to breathe, to read, to reset. The fluorescent lights hum softly, the security guard naps with a newspaper over his chest, and the long rows of books look like sleeping giants. I always sit in the same corner near the philosophy shelf, until the night she sat there first. Before I tell you how a stranger with midnight eyes changed everything I thought I knew about silence, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Now, let me tell you about the woman who made the quiet feel electric. She didn't notice me at first. She was sitting cross-legged on the armchair where I usually sat, one hand supporting her chin, the other holding a thick book whose title I couldn't quite see. Her hair, long, dark, slightly messy, fell over one shoulder. The lamp above her cast a warm halo that did things to her cheekbones I wasn't prepared for. I stopped in my tracks. Something in my chest shifted, quietly but unmistakably. As I approached, the toe of my boot tapped the edge of the carpet. She looked up, and for one heartbeat, everything in the world paused. Her eyes were deep brown, almost black, and impossibly steady. There was softness there, and something sharper beneath it. "Sorry," I whispered, because whispering felt natural beside her. "That's my usual seat." She smiled, a small, almost secret smile. "Then sit here," she murmured, closing her book. "There's room." She patted the armrest. "There's no way we both fit on that." She shrugged lightly. "Try." And somehow, impossibly, we did. She sat in the main cushion, I perched on the wide armrest. Our shoulders brushed. Our thighs almost touched. My heart forgot every rhythm it ever knew. "What brings you here at this hour?" she asked. "Can't sleep," I admitted. "Or don't want to?" she asked gently. I swallowed. Both. She nodded as if she understood exactly what that meant. "I'm Elena, by the way." "I'm Nora." She repeated my name under her breath, as if tasting it. "What are you reading?" She held up the cover so I could see. A collection of poems about longing. Of course she was reading that. Of course. "You?" I held up a novel. She smiled again, more visible this time. "You don't strike me as someone who gets lost in fiction," she said softly. "What do you strike me as?" She tilted her head. "Someone who lives too much in her own mind." I felt the words like fingertips on my collarbone. She reached toward me. I didn't move. "You have an eyelash," she whispered. Her fingers brushed my cheek, feather light. My breath caught. "Make a wish," she said, her voice barely audible in the silence. I kept my eyes on hers. "I think it already came true." Her lips parted just slightly. "Do you always flirt with strangers in libraries?" I whispered. "Only at 2 a.m. "Why?" "Because people are most honest when they're tired. And you look very honest right now." "I am." "Good." She opened the book on her lap and she whispered, "Read this line," guiding my hand to the page. My fingertips grazed hers, unintentionally, impossibly intimate. The line read, "There are people you meet in silence who teach your heart to speak." I swallowed. "That's beautiful," I whispered. "So are you," she murmured. The library felt too warm, too small, too full of possibility. Her knee brushed mine again, this time slow, intentional. "Nora," she whispered, "why do you come here alone?" "Because I don't know where else to go when I need to feel safe." She exhaled, soft and deep. "Me too." People walked by occasionally, half-asleep students, night shift workers, but none of them existed. Only her breath, her eyes, the quiet space between us. "Elena," I whispered, "you don't seem real." She smiled a little. Because of the time of night? Because of the way you look at me? She didn't look away. She reached over and took the book from my hands, closing it. "You're distracted," she whispered. "You're the reason," I admitted. Her eyes softened. Her hand landed gently on mine, warm, steady. "I won't apologize for that," she said. The clock blinked 2:47 a.m. Elena shifted, turning toward me fully. "Do you come here every week?" she asked. "Yes." "Then why haven't I seen you before?" "Maybe tonight was the first night I needed to be found." She exhaled, something tender in her gaze. "Maybe I needed that too." Her fingers slid along the inside of my wrist, soft, slow, questioning. I didn't pull away. I never wanted her to stop. "Your pulse is fast," she murmured. "I wonder why." "You know why." She leaned closer, slowly, as if afraid to break the spell. Our foreheads almost touched. Our noses nearly brushed. Her whisper warmed my mouth. "Tell me something true." "I'm drawn to you," I breathed. She closed her eyes like the words hit her somewhere deep. "Then here's my truth," she whispered back. "I've been watching you since you walked in." My heart dropped into my stomach. "Why?" I asked. "Because you looked like you needed softness. And you?" "I needed someone to give it to." Her hand moved from my wrist to my jaw, slow, reverent. She didn't kiss me. She didn't rush. She just held my face gently, like it was something fragile and wanted. The silence swelled between us, warm, charged. Her thumb stroked my cheek once. "I don't want to cross a line you didn't draw first," she whispered. "You're not crossing it." "Then tell me, what do you want me to do?" I swallowed. "Stay close," I whispered. Her forehead rested against mine. "As close as this?" she asked softly. "Yes." We stayed like that, breathing the same slow breath for what felt like an hour. Her hand remained on my cheek. Mine found her knee, warm under denim. Her lips hovered a whisper away from mine. But neither of us moved that last inch. Sometimes the almost is louder than the act. "I didn't come here to read," she confessed quietly. "No?" "I came because I couldn't sleep." "Why not?" She opened her eyes, raw honesty pouring out. "Because loneliness feels heavier at night." My chest tightened. "You're not alone tonight," I whispered. She shook her head softly. "No," she murmured. "I'm not." The clock blinked 3:18 a.m. The guard still slept. The world was still. The fluorescent lights hummed like a lullaby, and she was still holding me. "Nora, if I ask for your number, will you say yes?" "Yes." "If I ask to see you again, will you come?" "I will." Her smile. God, it looked like sunrise. She stood slowly, extending her hand. "Walk with me," she said. I slipped my hand into hers, warm, steady, and the world outside our corner of the library finally came back into focus. But she didn't let go. We stood by the exit, lights flickering slightly overhead. "I'll see you this week?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "Same time?" She smiled. No. Earlier. I don't want to wait for 2 a.m. to see you again. My breath stuttered. Me neither. She brushed her fingers along mine one last time. Good night, Nora. Good night, Elena. If this late-night library encounter sparked something in you too, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share so more Sapphic women can discover stories like this on Sapphic Fiction Hub, where every midnight brings a new mystery, a new connection, and a new woman impossible to forget.